All right, welcome back everyone. Today we're going to talk about Photopea.com, a free alternative to Photoshop. Now, Photopea is an online-based photo editor. First thing you got to do is go to Photopea.com. Then this window will pop up and you'll see right off the bat that we have 3 ads over on the right-hand side. A window in the center workspace asking you to open a new project. Photopea allows you to work with PSD, XD, Sketch, PDF, XCF, RAW files, and any of the regular JPEG, PNG, GIF, and TIFF files as well. If you aren't comfortable working on it via the web browser, you can also go to More here and install Photopea. I have already done that. It installs the software on your computer as a Chrome app, and I believe that once you install it, you don't have to rely on your internet connection in order to use it, so it is available to use offline. One of the things you'll also notice in the app itself is that we don't have the ads anymore, so it's free to download. And again, the only thing you got to do is go to More and install Photopea on your device. So now that I'm in the Photopea app, let's go ahead and just look at, I'm going to open up Photoshop. This is Photoshop Creative Cloud 2017, and you'll notice that the interface is very, very similar. Let's go ahead and minimize Photoshop. Here we have Photopea. Again, very, very similar. Probably the biggest difference that I see here is that the icons are a little bit bigger in Photopea than they are in Photoshop. Another main difference is that in Photoshop you can actually rearrange these panels and your workspace as you wish. That's one thing that we aren't able to do in Photopea. Here we have a workspace, we have essentials, 3D graphics, and you can reset if you lose your place or where things are. In Photopea, we don't have the luxury of customizing the workspace the way we want it to. But that's not really a big issue, as these panels remain in their fixed position, so you'll never not know where something is. All you got to do is just play around with the software a little bit and explore it. Nevertheless, you still have these tabs that are the same as Photoshop. You have swatches and history. Then you have the tools bar over here. And you have the menu bar and the options bar down below. Let's go ahead and open up a photo to work with so that we can play around with Photopea a little bit and we can get a better idea of the capabilities of this free software. So I'm going to go ahead and open up one of these recent photos, and you'll notice right off the bat that this is a PSD file. So it opens up PSD files as well as JPEG files and pretty much any other type. If you go to Image, Layers, Select, Filters, all of these options are super similar to the ones that you see in Photoshop. Normally what I do is I start with the Levels panel. It opens up a Levels panel, and I just play around with the highlights, the midtones, and the shadows here. So until I'm pretty much happy with it. Pretty much do the exact same thing that you would Photoshop. You can preview the before and after there. Gives it a little more punch. Probably adjust the contrast a little bit. Alright. A little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Right around there. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to adjust the saturation just to give it a little bit of punch in that color. Got the contrast of blue and orange there, and I want to make that stand out a little bit. Okay, just a tad, nothing major. So if we go back to our history, you could see the before any of the adjustments were made and after the adjustments were made. you'll see here that we have in the layers panel are very similar to the layers panel that we have in Photoshop. So if we wanted to add some text to this image, we could do that. One of the things that I worry about with these free softwares is their inability to be able to export and save as whatever file type it is you need. However, that we don't have that problem with Photopea. You can save as a Photoshop file, you can export as a PNG, JPEG, SVG, GIF, and there's a whole bunch of other array of file types that you can export as well. One thing that I'm sort of wondering about is this .raw file. Is that like a DNG, like a digital negative file? Because as many of you guys know, different camera manufacturers make different raw file types. So you have Nikon with the .nef and Canon with the CR2, for example. And I'm wondering about their compatibility with Photopea. So I'm interested to learn more about that. Another thing that I did realize just by playing around with the software is that it is a little slow. Like there's a lag when you kind of do. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer. And I'm going to paint this layer black. You know what? Let's paint it white. Or red. Let's paint it white. So yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of lag when it comes to applying different adjustments to the image. Interesting. So this EFF stands for effects, not your regular FX icon as you would in Photoshop. Okay, so we can adjust the opacity. I'll get this eraser tool there and sort of, let's see. Okay, there we go. So yeah, there's a little bit of lag. So I'm not quite sure how this would work in a professional setting where you have to deal with deadlines and all that stuff. But for the average use, I think Photopea is a great alternative to Photoshop. I mean, you can see right here, they're pretty much the same. So that's it for me, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time. Stay safe.